Are you ready to vibe? You're listening to Creepy Vibes Only. Hey.
Hi.
We're coming to you, I was going to say live on Saturday night, but we're neither live nor is this Saturday night. It's Saturday morning.
It's close enough.
Is it morning? Nope, it's not. It's afternoon.
It's noon. It feels like the morning. We're still not awake.
Okay, we're doing great. No Lewis this week because he is at home.
Yeah, now we have Milo as our co-host.
Yeah.
Who's not here right now, on a walk.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with Milo.
We'll hear when he gets here.
Potentially featuring Milo. Probably featuring Milo.
For sure.
Definitely.
He's going to hit the door.
Anyways, hope you guys are having a great week. Big exciting news. We're moving to weekly.
Mm-hmm.
More ghosts, spooky things, witches, stuff, creepy vibing on a weekly basis.
Yeah, we're going to give it a try. See how that goes.
Yeah, hold on to your butts, guys.
Yeah.
It's going to get weird. Anyways, what's keeping you up at night, Steph?
Nothing. I'm just tired. But in preparation for not having an answer for you, I do have a fact.
I was waiting for that.
So, this fact comes from our favorite website.
Scoop whoop.
Scoop whoop. And it is, apparently, left-handed people die 3 years earlier than right-handed people.
How very dare you. Listen. Getting right-hand rhetoric. Jesus.
So, yeah.
Why is that? Is it because, things are not designed for my left-handed folks and I? And they're just like, you know what?
They don't give us an explanation. They just give you the fact.
Oh.
Or they may have it and just didn't read the explanation. I was like, cool. Move on.
Sick. Fact. Found. All right. Cool. All right. Well.
So that's
great.
what I have for you.
Great. I'm really happy to hear that.
Why are you not sleeping in it?
I've actually been sleeping like a fucking log.
Yeah.
I'm not pressed. I'm not a panini. I honestly, I take a melatonin. I'm asleep by I'm unconscious by 10. And I get up at 6 and I usually just go on Twitter and see a horrible thing Americans have done. And then I go to work.
Yeah. I've been on vacation, so it's been fine.
What'd you do with your vacation?
Went to the spa.
Oh, so nice.
Yeah, I did some. I've returned all of the clothes I bought in Montreal that bought almost a month ago. I was like, it's been 30 days. Should return it today.
You're like, I don't actually need these. Goodbye.
What else? I saw, went to dinner.
Oh,
just been social.
Just chilling.
It's been new.
Life. New stuff it is. Wow. So fancy and fun.
Yeah.
I love that for you.
It's been great. It's almost over. I'm not excited. But yeah.
Excellent. Very cool. Did you have a good Halloween?
I did. I don't even know how I got roped into it, but I ended up being the one giving out all of the candy.
Love that for you.
And it was never meant to be my job, just ended up being me. But yeah. But you went to a party.
Yeah,
how was that?
It was fun. It was very chill.
Mm-hmm.
It was really more like a family dinner.
Okay.
Maya had a great time.
Nice.
Decorated cookies. Lewis did not steal too much food. He stole some tortilla chips, which is and some sausage. So really, he had a great time and really embraced the lab in the labradoodle because that is him. Pretty primo lab behavior, being trash buckets, and he is very much a trash bucket.
It's Halloween, might as well.
Really liked having a wig.
Your costume was nice.
Yeah, shout out to Webster Wigs because they make a nice lace front.
Mm-hmm.
Nice enough that I had one of my colleagues, Fiona, who I love and stan, was like, "Did you dye your hair?" It's I love you for thinking that. So now I won't because I'm not adventurous, but in other life, I would definitely have purple hair.
You don't want to match my blue hair?
No. No. No, I don't. Because I'm a corporate shill. I don't know. Anyways, it was fun. It was really chill.
Very nice.
We watched Hocus Pocus, and that's really...
You watched it finally?
Yeah.
Oh no, you said you didn't like it.
Yeah, I watched it. I watched it again.
Okay.
It's fine. I enjoyed myself.
Mind. See, it's good. It's a
the
good
trick
movie.
is for me to have like 3 or 4 glasses of punch, so I'm drunk.
I'm trying to remember which movies I've watched.
Apparently, it's better in French, according to the Desarmes.
I haven't seen it in French. I watched the second Ghostbusters.
But you are French.
I don't watch French TV.
Comment ça?
We just didn't.
Okay.
It was always in English. Lately, now I do watch more French like TV shows and movies, but
I watched French TV.
I used to never.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't like Tic Tac Tac.
No.
Oh my god. Wow. Okay. Well, us wannabe French kids were like the Willy Waller.
Like I know I've seen some episodes, but it wasn't something I like religiously watched.
Wow. I actually feel dead inside. Which is a segue into today's topic.
Yeah. What's your story?
It's not a story.
Oh.
Listen, I go rogue here, creepy vibes only. I do what I want. Much like you, with your 11% aliens, you're never gonna live that down. So shout out to goats. Wow, not goats.
Like that's fun.
Shout out to goats. Goats killing it.
We love them.
Shout out to ghostsandgravestones.com and exploringlifesmysteries.com. Because through their resources, I have compiled a list of ghost types.
Oh, very fun.
So I'm going to talk to you guys about different kinds of ghosts, because I ain't afraid of no ghost. And then we're just going to talk about how we feel about them.
Okay. I'm ready.
I guess feeling our little crumbly souls. Okay, so the first type that I came upon is called the interactive personality.
Okay.
Which I don't identify with. So this is like the quintessential ghost. So it's like typically a deceased person.
Okay.
So
first I heard disease. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. They're diseased. Like Karen has botulism. She's astral projecting. She's here to hang. No. So like think Casper. So they are sometimes friendly, sometimes they're not.
Mm-hmm.
It's typically it's like whoever they were when they were alive. And it's not only a matter of like their personality manifesting, it's also like things that are attributed to them. So like if they smoked a lot, you might smell smoke.
Okay.
Or if they wore like a very specific perfume, or if like they like had like an audible cough their whole lives.
Okay.
Or like they had like cancer like of the lungs, and like the end, like you might hear that rattling cough because it's like part of their imprint that they left. Sometimes they touch you. They're like, hello, and they will poke.
Gross.
Yep. And they just are like, they're communicating with you to let you know that they're there. And it's like experts say, can you really be an expert in the anyways, it is said that this kind of ghost like retains its former personality.
Okay.
And they feel emotions. So they're kind of just like still here, still ghosting.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes this kind of ghost is like here to visit a family member. So like maybe it's like Aunt Mildred being like, hey Steph, the fuck is up? Stop fucking around. And like if it's that kind of ghost, like they're usually either there to like comfort you during a challenging time, or like there to like send you a message.
Okay.
So if you happen to see a deceased family member or like other person that was close to you, apparently it's usually because like they feel that there's something important that they need to convey to you. And that is frightening to me because like, don't interfere. Just let me walk in front of the truck. I don't know. Sometimes you don't know them, which is also great. Yeah. I mean, like, I don't know.
I would like if someone's gonna stand in my closet, I'd much rather it be like my deceased grandma.
I keep hearing deceased.
Deceased.
Deceased grandma.
Like deceased.
I don't know. I kind of would rather just like remember them as like their human selves.
Yeah, but do you want a rando in your closet? No.
I don't want anyone in my closet.
But you don't have a choice. Someone's in your closet. Is it your deceased relative or this rando creepy ass kid?
I mean, like, you know what? I actually would rather have it be the random kid because, like,
why?
Because I'm gonna forcibly remove them, and I don't want to forcibly remove my grandfather.
You could say like, "Thank you for the message. Please leave."
Because that's how I'm gonna respond. For sure, calmly and collectedly. I'm gonna be like, imagine like a wet cat in a bag. That's how I'm gonna handle that situation. Just like spitting, freaking out, hair flying everywhere. It's not gonna be good. So like, big ups to Grandpa, but like, please let some random friend of yours in heaven come say hey, love you. Anyways, sometimes you don't know them, and usually like it's like a lingering presence if you don't know them. So like,
okay, see, they don't leave. Your relatives leave at one point.
I don't know. Some people stick around apparently. So I guess it's like someone who died unnaturally, usually like traumatically, like leaves their essence behind, leaves their like person stink all over the place. So like imagine like a lady walks down a hallway and then accidentally trips and falls over a banister and dies.
Yeah,
you might see like her walking down that hallway to her death repeatedly. And
it's like that's a
Stairs Lady, the bride.
Yeah,
that you covered at the
Chateau something.
The Fairmont.
Yes, Fairmont.
Yeah. See, I remember your stories. I was cleaning my makeup brushes that episode. It was very professional. Yeah. And like usually they're like that essence is like not happy.
Yeah.
Understandably. They're usually like confused or pissed or spooked out. But yeah, so that's like the quintessential ghost. Like when you think of like a haunting, like it's that motherfucker.
Okay.
Next up.
Okay.
Ectoplasm or ectomist. I didn't know ectomist was a thing.
I've heard of it, but like I don't understand it, if I'm being quite honest with you.
Well, you're about to. Maybe. So it's like sentient mist.
Okay.
Or fog. Ectomist. So it's like a little ghost tornado of mist.
Oh, okay.
A little whirling dervish. And it's usually like a good few feet off the ground, so it's usually kind of like hovering and like just doing its thing, floating around, being fog, but like in a shape usually. And people will sometimes describe it as orbiting, so it'll like typically orbit around like a singular location that it's tied to. Ectoplasm is like, my understanding is ectoplasm is like goop.
That's like, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a residue. And typically like if like you see maybe like the previous kind of ghost like touch something, it might leave some ectoplasm behind.
I know there's also pictures of like when people did seances.
Yeah, like there's this fraud
who came out of them.
Yeah, like there's a fraud who did that.
Yeah.
Emma and Christine did a really good episode on that. I can't remember it.
I was watching, there's a show on Netflix. So about like Unexplained, and they talked about mediums and all of that, and one guy kept going to these seances.
Gross.
Yeah, and like obviously they're like, no cameras are allowed, and then they came out, they're like, it was completely dark, but there's ectoplasm everywhere.
Definitely. I couldn't see it, but I knew it was there.
It was very interesting though.
Great. So you might not be surprised to hear that the ghost fog and ectoplasm are most common at places like graveyards and battlefields. Because like obviously death all over the place. Battlefields, like, I mean, I don't believe in ghosts. Controversially, I'm brave.
What? I have no words. I know I'm putting out an application for a new BFF. Believing in ghosts is a requirement.
Okay. Listen, you're Titanic. Anyways, I think most of that can be covered or explained in different ways.
Sure. Okay. Sure.
Anyways. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about poltergeists. This is my favorite kind of thing that doesn't exist.
And they're feisty.
They're so spicy.
It's like Esther Cox.
Did you know that poltergeist means noisy ghost?
Oh, really?
Yeah, very fun.
Very fun.
Very fun. And it's usually because it causes a fucking ruckus. So that's why it's called a poltergeist. So they just like come in. They're like, if the Tasmanian devil was a ghost,
Mm-hmm.
it would be a poltergeist.
Mm-hmm.
It comes in, it like makes a bunch of noise, it like fucks shit up. It basically can like interact pretty intensely with the physical environment.
Yeah.
Apparently poltergeists are like one of the rarest form of hauntings.
Mm-hmm.
And also as described on one of the websites as the most terrifying. Like I understand why.
Well, remember the like Esther Cox story?
Yeah.
Fucking fire dropping out of everywhere.
Okay, Esther really...
She went through it.
Yeah, girl went through all of it. Esther Fest is really just...
For those that
The
did
least
not
results.
are listening backwards, it's episode 9.
It's great.
It's a good episode.
Fucking Esther. I really think about her all the time. Just, anyways,
Her and her
Canadian
pickles.
sister.
She's trying to live life.
The East Coast is a crazy place.
It
Apparently.
is.
East Coast, are you okay? Let us know. So the noisy ghosts, poltergeists, they like to like fuck around, turn lights on and off. They like to knock things over. They slam doors, and as you said, they actually like will set fires. Just like, pyromania, why not? What I love about them is that like poltergeists seem to understand the importance of like a production.
Yeah.
They know you need to like build
Mm-hmm.
tension and then get to like
Grand finale.
yeah, so like they just, you know, they have like a nice gradual build. Maybe it's just like they knock over one house plant a day
Mm-hmm.
and then 2 the next day. And they're like fucking slamming doors the next day. And then they add lights the next day. And then you have like a full rave in the house. And then it just crescendos into fires. So they're great.
They're very entertaining from the outside.
Totally.
Did you ever hear of the story where this guy was like living in someone's attic? Like they was living in their attic. And when they would go to bed, he would come downstairs and like arrange their furniture as if it was a poltergeist. So that's how he like managed to stay for so long, because they thought it was a ghost.
They were just like, well, Casper's been redoing the decorations.
And they would always explain like the noises from upstairs, being like, "Oh, it's the it's the goat."
What's worse to you?
The person. I would take the poltergeist over the dude living in the attic.
Yeah, me too. But like, what the fuck?
I know.
Was he at least trying to make it look nicer? Or like just get some better like?
No, he was like stacking chairs on like he on purpose.
No one came to check it, like being like,
No, it was like someone like me who was like, ghost. No other explanation, ghost.
why not get like? I would buy cameras.
I think that's how they caught him at one point.
Yeah, because like, you've seen Paranormal Activity?
Yeah.
You think it's trash? It's for anyone listening. It is actually it is what I consider the first, not the subsequent extras that we.
I've only seen the first.
That's the only one. Really that's important. The second's good, but not as good. The first is what I consider like almost a perfect horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
I actually do. I know you're looking at me like I have 3 heads. It has like, it builds tension. The horror is unseen, which makes it more frightening because like your imagination is much scarier. Like, think about like when you see like, have you seen The Grudge?
No.
Okay.
Don't even know why you asked that question. Like, you know, the answer is no.
Comedy podcast, and like I could name like any horror movie, and you're like, no. Why would I watch that? Okay. Well, have you ever seen a movie that had like a monster in it that was scary?
I saw the little Chucky doll thingy.
Okay.
Not the Chucky doll, that leprechaun.
Okay.
Saw 5 minutes of it. It was bad. It wasn't fun.
Okay. Do you find like once you've seen the monster, it's less scary every time you see it afterwards?
No. That's why I don't watch scary movies.
Okay, I can't make this point with you, but like
No.
I genuinely think that like the idea of it is scarier than once you've seen it and seen it subsequently. I think we can become desensitized to it, and I find that movie does a really good job of like not having that happen.
No matter what, it's coming to get you. That's my logic behind it. Whether you know what it is or not, it's trying to kill you. It's scary.
Cool. Okay. Well, all that to say, poltergeists start fires. Let's talk about orbs. So orbs, these are like pretty straightforward. You know, you like take a picture and it's like
there's a blurb,
you know,
a brown blurb in the back.
Yeah, or like a little white blurb. Or it is said that is the soul of a human, or perhaps another living entity that has died.
Zach Baggins love his love.
It is said. Ryan Bergara also does that, but I think he does it with much more intention. Like he does it silly. I love Shane Ryan, as you know. Yeah, they're just in fucking pictures.
Mm-hmm. Their videos. Always with Zach Baggins.
Zach Baggins.
Always come out of it after they possessed him.
He has an article on he actually has a book called Ghost Hunting for Dummies. They're like, there's like the whatever for dummies. You don't know ghost hunting. And part of me thinks it would be like very entertaining to read, but I just don't want to give him any money.
I want to go to his museum.
Okay. I love Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid of the United States right now.
Yeah.
They're like, COVID? What's COVID?
Yeah. We love our listeners, but we're scared of your country.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Please get vaccinated. This is a pro-science podcast. That's weird as that sounds, since they're talking about ghosts. But yeah, they're little dots and pictures. Another one.
Okay.
Funnel ghosts. It's like a vortex shape, and they're usually in a cold spot. So like, have you ever gone to the Museum of Nature?
Yes.
Some say it's haunted.
Really?
Yeah, I went to camp there as a child.
Oh, fun!
Because I just slid my glasses further up my nose. And we would be told like there's lots of haunted places in it.
Okay.
From the construction, because people apparently died during construction. I don't know if this is true or not. They told me this when I was 8. So between like my shitty memory,
we'll look into it, and if it's legit, we'll do an episode on it.
Totally.
There we go.
But there's cold spots, and those would be funnel ghosts because they make a little vortex of cold.
Okay.
And that's what you walk through.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, and sometimes they like appear as a wisp of light.
Huh.
Yeah.
Fun.
Very exciting. Sometimes you can also have what's called an inanimate object ghost, which is fun. So like
the dolls.
More like it's like an imprint of something that wasn't alive. So like maybe there was a really bad train crash.
Okay.
And you always see this like phantom train coming down the tracks at the same time of day as when the derailment happened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like that. Typically these phenomena are rare, and that's fun.
They're unique.
Yeah, they're very like they're their own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Also, animal ghosts. So apparently, like animals can be ghosts too.
Might as well.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
it's not just for humans.
Mm-hmm.
And this one I find just delightful because I think it's the intersection of your two favorite things. It's called non-human ghosts.
Okay.
And this is from the Exploring Life's Mysteries list. I combined their lists to go through. These are ghosts of beings that either are from like another planet or always lived in the spirit world.
Oh,
very fun. Apparently they're super intelligent and they interact.
Of course,
they interact in nature, but they're not bound by the human constraints of time, space, and morality.
Sure.
Apparently their intelligence is concurrent with that of like ancient times, and apparently they may also exist in other planes of existence, and we have no like hint as to why they choose our plane to interact with.
It's probably to entertain themselves.
Just like
look at these dummies.
So yeah, that's different kinds of ghosts.
That was fun.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, hope you liked it. I thought it'd be a good lead up to your story.
Yeah.
I'm excited for your stuff.
I'm very excited for mine too. You're gonna enjoy it.
I'm ready. Okay, so what is it?
Okay, so this is fitting because it kind of goes off, like you had mentioned in your story, on the inanimate object haunting.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So we're going unique and rare this time around. So
I was gonna say, like, that is like what they say is like the rarest.
Mhm.
Poltergeist. If only it wasn't an inanimate poltergeist. Sorry, I digress.
So I am going to start off with a quote of the events. One of the events.
Is it from the ghost?
Nope.
not,
Not this time.
the inanimate object is not good. Okay, fine. Sorry.
All right. So, late one evening, approaching dusk, a ship was sighted in the harbor which appeared to be in peril. Some distance out in the channel was what appeared to be a large free-masted sailing vessel ablaze from bow to stem. A group of men boarded a small boat and rowed towards the flaming ship in hopes of rescuing as many of her crew as possible. While there was still some distance from the craft, it disappeared into the mist and appeared to vanish completely.
Oh, fun.
So this is a quote from Sterling Ramsay in the folklore Prince Edward Island. And it is the ghost ship of the Northumberland Strait, also known as the ghost ship of Northumberland.
I love PEI.
Yeah.
So cool.
And like we mentioned earlier, it's
East Coast?
East Coast is haunted.
East Coast is wacky.
So just some geographical information.
Mm-hmm.
The Northumberland Strait separates Prince Edward Island from New Brunswick and Nova Scotia.
Okay.
So it passes through that strait. That's where it's seen, and is one of Canada's most famous ghost ship.
Ooh.
It actually has been sighted since 1768, which is 235 years ago.
It's older than Canada.
Yeah. So 235 like years of sightings of this thing.
I'm just fucking around.
So the ship, there's various description of it. It's either a square rig ship,
mm-hmm.
a topsail schooner.
Mm-hmm.
More frequently, it's a schooner with 3 or 4 masts. For everyone that doesn't know what ships are, the difference between these, I googled them and they all look the same to me. Aside from the square rig, the sails are square.
But schooners are kind of unique looking too.
To me, they all look the same.
Okay.
They all look like pirate ships.
Ahoy,
that's
ahoy.
what I see.
Ahoy, ahoy. Stabbing Jack Sparrow.
But in all description, they have the sails are always white. And more like the funnest of the description. Mm-hmm. The ship is completely in flames.
What?
It's completely engulfed in flames. Every time.
Okay.
Sometimes it's only the sails. They start off at the sails and then they like full ship. But most of the time, it's just the entire ship that's engulfed in flames.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's stressful.
Yeah. It's fun.
That's so good. I feel like that's like the worst because you're like, there's so much water I could use to put it out, but like...
Nope. Can't help you.
Yeah. Sheesh.
The worst part of it is that when some people have seen when they see the ship sail in front of them, they will sometimes see crewmates and dogs running around the ship.
Not the puppy. I mean, also people aside, but the puppies.
And that's usually what prompts people to try to rescue. So a lot of people have jumped into boats, rowed towards the boat.
Totally.
Yeah, and it just disappeared from them.
I'm like, what the fuck? It's just all the way out here in this bitch.
It is gone.
Like, see you.
Even the people who just witness it from the shore, it will just vanish in front of them.
It's fucking weird.
Yeah, it's very weird. Other people did mention that they saw the ship either like completely burn out and just sink.
Have they taken edibles?
So either just like it's fire, boom, gone, or fire and then just follows its course and sinks.
Yeah, I mean, like, I wonder how many calls the Coast Guard has gotten being like, there's a ship on fire. Yeah, like,
do we go check? Is it the ghost ship?
The fucking ghost ship again.
Guess we'll go. So the ship is seen in all seasons, but it's mainly in the fall and spring.
Oh.
Yeah, it prefers that time.
Okay, it's like the changing of the season.
Yeah, and like spooky time and rebirth. That's,
Wow, nice bookends.
Yeah. whenever it's seen, it sails at like impossible speed, and usually it comes from a northeastern wind and is known to be an omen for a storm that is coming.
Wow. What a noticeable omen.
So I have some first-hand accounts for you.
I'm excited.
Yeah. So our first one. So the quote I actually I did not write it.
Steph came up with this herself. This is creative writing time. Please, everyone, give her attention.
So the quote I wrote, my God. The crow.
Wow. The crow. Yeah. Okay. We're so close. I believe in you. Stop having an aneurysm.
The quote from the beginning was from 1900 in Charlottetown.
Oh, I love Charlottetown.
Mm-hmm. So that's how old it was. Then, so basically that around that time happened, a lot of people heard of it, and it drew the attention of Edward D. Ives, who is an American folklorist. So he was in PI. Well, actually, he was in the States, and then he came over to PI to investigate during that time. And this was around 1950s. He collected a few stories from locals about the ghost ship. Damn. So in Glengarry, a husband and wife said that they were getting ready to go to bed, and their bed was facing the window, and the wife pointed out a strange light in the window, and she asked her husband, like, whose house, like it didn't seem normal. She asked who it was, and that's when they noticed that the light actually was on the water. So when they went outside to go see, they saw a ship that was completely engulfed in flames sail quickly by, and then it just, bam, gone.
So fucking rattled. Just like trying to go to bed. Bam. Ghosties.
Hi.
Hello.
Good night.
Worst sailing trip ever.
And then around the same time period in Campbelltown, a fisherman, he saw the ship engulfed in flames in the distance. So he saw crew as well. So he decided to try to sail to the boat to rescue the crew. But no matter how hard he tried, he could never reach the ship because it's impossibly fast. So he kept rowing or sailing, whatever. Mm-hmm. Kept trying to get to it, and at one point it just like bam in front of him vanished.
Sheesh.
Yeah. A more recent first-hand account was in 2008. A teenage boy saw a gold and white ship in Tatamagouche that vanished right in front of him as well. Ship was completely engulfed in flames, and then boom, gone.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm. So there are
boats like need help. Psych.
Hi, bye.
Bye.
So there are some few ideas as to what the ship is, the origin of the ship. In 1948, Roland H. Sherwood, in his book Story Parade, he documented a few potential origins for the ship. He said that it could potentially be a pleasure craft that caught on fire when an oil lamp broke when it was turned over in a brawl. He said that it would also potentially be a ship bound for Quebec that was blown off course during a storm and struck by lightning.
Jesus.
In Picton, people believe that the ship is actually a ship that was bound for Scotland, but that never finished its trip. And in New Brunswick, it is believed to either be a ship that disappeared after leaving Shippagat Island, or the Colbum that disappeared in 1838.
Damn. Well, I mean, it could be any number of ships, right? Like, think of how many must have gone down during the early times of colonization,
especially in that area, being like so close to Europe.
100%.
There's pirate ships everywhere.
Just fucking they're all pirates.
They're all pirate ships.
Every single one. Jack Sparrow, every single boat.
Some also believe that it is the ship named Isabella, which departed from South America in 1868. It was last seen at Amet Island in Nova Scotia by a lighthouse keeper before disappearing. And then, my favorite.
Uh-oh.
Some believe that it's Captain Kidd's pirate ship that went down in flames.
Of course. Fucking pirates.
So those are some origins.
Origin stories.
Now, to appease people like Emma, I have some non-supernatural origins that are for sure bullshit.
Okay.
First one being, the ship is seen on dark, foggy nights before a storm, so people think they see things.
Yeah.
So basically ghosts.
Well, if you expect to see it, you're more likely to see it.
You don't expect it.
You do know that our eyes do play tricks on us. Think about
do you expect a a pirate ship on fire. No.
If you're told that looking out there, you're likely to see it, yeah.
But see all around.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Others say that it's a mirage called Fata Morgana. And it's basically a mirage where objects are seen through when seen through the Fata Morgana, the objects are appearing to be shimmering, either upside down, flying, or they're seen in great distance.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the more likely for the people who don't want to say it's a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
So for people that are scared, it's Fata Morgana.
Science.
Other people have said that it could be St. Elmo's fire.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people say that's probably not it because that phenomenon usually is seen from aircrafts. So basically, St. Elmo's fire is a phenomenon that happens when the atmosphere is heavily charged with electricity. So pointed objects emit bursts of electricity. So that's what would explain the mast and spars of the ship being on fire. But again, like I mentioned, very rare, and it's mainly seen from a plane. So it's not something you'd see from land. So that is my ghost ship of Northumberland.
The Mirage.
The true story.
True story. You heard it here first. Jesus Christmas. That was cool stuff.
Yeah, I thought it was a cute story.
Oh, Canadiana.
Yeah. What's their name? Canada Post actually made a remember that series with my very fun alien story that they made a coin out of it?
Mm-hmm.
They made a coin out of this one too.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
They really do need to make a constable round pound coin.
They do.
Good little round pound. What a king.
So yeah. Well, that was it.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Hope you guys enjoyed our little ghost adventure.
Yeah. This was like a pure ghost episode.
Zach Baggins.
Look at us. About you. We gave you what you wanted. Finally.
You're welcome.
Took 13 episodes.
And yet here we are.
Lucky number 13 for you.
Oh, I was born on a Friday the 13th.
Oh, that's for your demon.
Yeah. That is accurate. All right, guys. Well, we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Creepy Vibes Only. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook by searching for Creepy Vibes Only Podcast. We absolutely appreciate and love your support, and you can do so by leaving a review on Apple Podcasts and subscribing to the show wherever you listen. If you wish to get in touch with us, you can send us an email at cvopodcast@gmail.com or leave us a voice message on our podcast's page on Anchor. We will talk to you in 2 weeks. Bye.